Tuesday, August 5th. Call to order. Alec Mosley.
Here.
Greg Maloof.
Here.
Dan Sargent.
Here.
Dan Brown.
Here.
Ed Provo. Katie Trahan. I believe we have quorum. Okay. We all had an opportunity to look at the previous meeting minutes. Any issues, corrections? Yes, sir.
On the second page, under the new business discussion of signature blocks, I guess I wasn't very clear. My motion was to not, well, this says move to sign plats, but what I meant to say is have the Monteagle Street Department sign the plats first, and then present it to the secretary, I think.
I think it was the blanks that she was concerned about.
Right.
The reason she wanted somebody other than her to write NA in there.
Right, and I think the commission agreed that it was up to the street department to decide whether it was not Apple and not Kate, because I don't think she.
No, it would be city street or state highway, so
Right, but there's someone in the Monteagle Street Department would know that.
would know that more than any, yeah.
And that way, when she gets it, it's already done.
Right.
Okay. I can do
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
I move the minutes be accepted as amended.
We have a motion.
Second.
All those for?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, staff and community reports. Jonathan?
The only thing that I have, this actually pertains to the meeting tonight. I would ask that the planning commission appoint somebody to be secretary for tonight, since we do have 2 site plans and Katie's not available tonight, so she's not here. So that way they can have it signed tonight if it is approved. So you guys can make a motion.
Any volunteers?
Can they be signed tomorrow?
Well, I know one of the participants that has site plan, I believe he's going back to Nashville, so.
Oh, well.
It just makes it so that way there's not, if it's approved tonight and they have the site plan here, you know, there's no, and you guys just appoint a secretary for tonight's meeting. That's all you have to do.
How do you want to handle
Are
this?
they in order to be signed?
What's that?
Are they in order to be signed, and is there?
Yeah, basically you just appoint the secretary for tonight, or the chairman can sign it, it's typically also, if you guys want to have that.
I don't think the mayor or alderman should sign it.
Well,
Seriously.
the planning commission signs any plats or site plans, but the
Alex,
secretary
you
signs.
I don't mind signing.
Okay.
If they're in order.
And that's where, once we go, I'm just doing that for a, just preliminary in
Alex is
case.
volunteering to stand in for Katie.
I think probably y'all ought to vote.
Okay.
Make me the temporary secretary, whatever it is I'm doing.
Yeah, so you just appoint it for temporary secretary for tonight's
Do
meeting.
I have a motion? I'll make the motion.
No, you can't. You-
I can't.
I move that Alec Mosley be appointed secretary for tonight's meeting to sign plats once they're approved.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, Alex, you the man.
All right.
All right, anything else, Jonathan?
That's all I have.
Any updates on anything we've been?
I know the Mountain Goat Trail plat that was last month, I think that's still on hold. I think there's some issues with discussions with town engineer about sewer and septic, so until they resolve that, then it won't be back on the agenda.
Okay. All right, any other old business that needs to be discussed? Yes, sir.
There's some discussion last month, I think, about someone had questioned whether we needed to have regional authority, and that was tabled, I think. Is that correct, or?
We were talking about urban growth boundary, yes, and the benefits of that. The main thing with that, I mean, I think, people have made very good points in terms of, you kind of use your urban growth boundary right now kind of as a buffer between you and the rest of Grundy County. And, well, Marion too, but Marion also has its own planning commission, has subdivision regulations, so they do have a little more, I guess I want to say this correctly, there's more, regulations in terms of how they do development rather than what Grundy does since Grundy lacks zoning and subdivisions.
Mary, you had a comment?
Just a question, do we have where the boundary stops? About city
It's
limits,
on our,
but-
yeah, it's past your urban growth boundary. It's not on this map,
Oh,
but
okay.
it goes past, it goes a decent distance up into Grundy County, and then it also goes down to Marion. And then there's certain, I think, I don't want to quote me, there's certain portions that are solely county and can never be
My
absorbed.
only
here.
point is there should be a boundary somewhere so we know where to stop and start. That's
There
my
is.
point.
There is, and it's in the state map. So whenever the urban growth boundaries are created, the state of Tennessee had all your regional, planning commissions in cities had to create, like, basically, the point was that these are areas that in the future can be annexed by the city, because basically what's happening is there's a Wild Wild West, and you had, cities annexing right next to each other, and so there was no buffer. There's nothing people, I know I'm from Chattanooga, so in Hampton County, there's I think we have 11 local governments, 11 cities, so they were basically just annexing right next to each other. And so it started becoming a big issue.
In Grundy County, it goes down to an elevation point. I want to say it's 1,500 or 1,400 feet or something. So if you go off Old 41, you go out Summerfield Road, everything on the left-hand side of the road. When you get to the end of the road, you turn left to go to Paynes Cove. I think it's still just everything on the left where they had proposed that development that time. And then originally we were going to go to the foot of the mountain, and the landowners down there objected. Boo Bolden was the mayor for Grundy County, and he worked it out. And then we adopted, it's an elevation mark. And then same thing off 41, and then really off of Cooley's, which can never be developed, but it got a snafu back when property owners were going to buy some of that under them, and there was a snafu because of the subdivision regulations on one or two of the lots. That's been, Mayor, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
3 years.
Yeah.
I think
Is there a topography map or something that shows
Yeah,
those
well,
locations?
within our zoning map on our website, we do have a layer for urban growth boundary, and it's kind of the best estimate because, again, those maps are with the state. The state created all those maps and created all the
Okay.
urban growth boundaries.
Just so we have a reference point, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And then I think the main issue was how do you regulate, especially roads outside, but I think we kind of handled that in terms of subdivision regulations. It's just, those are essentially going to be private roads, and Mont Eagle has no, authority over those roads. They have no responsibility to take over those roads at the time, So that's where, and it has to be understood anytime somebody does a major development. They're either going to have to do it on a county road existing, or it's going to have to be a county road, unless the town annexes that property.
Is there any action the commission or the council
And if
need
you don't
take
want to
protect
proceed with, the process of abandoning urban growth boundary, then no action needs to be taken.
Is the current situation causing a problem for somebody or us?
I don't think so right now. I think that was just kind of the main concerns in terms of the certificates and things, how you regulate, but I think we handled that last month in terms of how that would be handled in the future.
I'd be inclined to leave it like it is.
Yeah. If that's not causing a problem, don't try to fix it.
Any other discussion? Comments? Okay, first business, Mont Eagle Church of Cross site plan.
And do you have the site plan with you?
I do in the car, I didn't bring it in.
Could you bring that in, because they'll have to sign it. We need to have the actual site plan.
Do we know if the town engineer has done what you?
Yeah, so the town engineer did, I emailed him yesterday, because I was off, obviously all last week. He was still reviewing when I was gone, but he verified that both site plans he had approval for both of those.
You say both of these site
Both,
plans?
yeah, both the Church of Christ and the Hampton Inn.
Who needs it?
Signature.
It's my first trip with anything like this.
Is it one copy?
Is this all one company?
All one
It's the
company.
master
Supposed to be
company?
5 or 6, isn't it?
Yes, there should be multiple copies. I
You
think
wanna
that's in the
take a look at
the
this?
site plan regulations.
Add it to the site.
How many are supposed to be signed?
There's supposed to be 5, and then all of them are signed, 4 are kept by the town, and then 1's given to the property owner to keep for their records.
Okay.
Because that's basically whenever you get your building
Nobody
permit.
told me anything.
Yeah, your engineer should have known that, but no. What you could probably do tonight, if you guys do approve, sign that, and then have them bring the rest of the site plans to town hall and sign the rest, and then give them
Give them
one of
that.
the site. Yeah,
Can you do that
Oh,
tomorrow?
yeah.
yeah. So you can keep, you guys, the town will keep that site plan.
Print me off.
So that way.
If I understand, the property is between Dubose and 41,
Yes.
right there.
At Benton
So
Street.
Bennett Street, Bennett Avenue.
I couldn't really see it on my small printout. Are you gonna have an access and egress at curb cut on 41?
No.
And I saw the flags.
We have the property there, but not the, we're not going to come in from there. We'll come in off of Bennett.
Okay.
In and out both.
So I saw the flags there, so that's just nothing more than the property lines.
We bought that piece of property just to
Protect yourself?
Protect ourselves, yeah.
Okay.
We've had this property since 2009, so it's been in the works for a while.
So your access and egress is gonna be on the service road?
Bennett Avenue, yes.
Okay.
You were in touch about the fencing and the tree line,
Yes.
just to bring them up to date.
the-
I'm very familiar with the parcel of
Okay.
that, but
Yeah,
Harold,
I think Jonathan flagged, we had to have on the tree line joining, so there's a huge tree line there. And the question was, do we need to put another tree line beside this tree line? Or can we get a variance on that, or what do we need to do?
So
there?
the reason why a tree line is required, because this piece of property is C2, or at least where if you look at the tree line on the west side, that's going to be a landscaping plan, and it borders an ID, and the zoning ordinance requires that you have a buffer, a screening buffer. From what I can tell, that tree line is on the neighbor's property.
Yeah.
You know, if we're going by the letter of the zoning ordinance, you have to, because there's no guarantee that the neighbor will always keep that tree line there. Right. So the idea is that you're protecting yourself there, and that you're putting the buffer there. And then there's also a buffer required on the north end, because it's R3, there's R3 abutting R3,
Also,
which requires
the buffer where the two brick houses are at. If we put I don't know what you call a buffer. It says a fence or a trees or whatever.
Yeah, it'll be
Is it a
trees.
4-foot high fence or is it a 8 fence?
So the screening is
I'm not clear.
your evergreen trees. That's the screening, because it's trees basically, it's typically you do this, it's more of a, like the intent is more for whenever you have like somebody with usually commercial properties, but anything that's going to be a high traffic area abutting a lower traffic, like a residential property, you kind of have a buffer, so that way you're screening out noise and other things, and you're not disturbing the
Only
neighbors.
problem-
what are the specs of this buffer? How high does it have to be?
Whatever, the trees themselves, whatever I think it's class 1 trees are required for the screening buffer, so how high?
We're talking about on 41?
Yeah, it looks like 10 foot is the high minimum.
What
They
is?
have 10 foot is what they're stated, their evergreens.
So if we put a 10-foot buffer there, people
10
coming
high.
up 41 won't be able to see our building
Yeah.
unless they know exactly where we're at. It's going to block us from view. And the neighbors across the street are
Well, you've got-
closer to our building than the ones where we want to put the buffer. We don't have to put one for the ones across the street.
The buffer is the buffer, just so that the property owner can't.
It's basically to
They're
protect your
residential.
neighbors, is
And
the
you-
reasons why you have a screening.
Yeah, and then you've got a section that goes out to 41, so they can, you'll be seen through there. But it's just a requirement.
Yeah. If you want to pursue the variance, then it has to be before the Board of Zoning Appeals, so we'd have to do a separate meeting with the Board of Zoning Appeals where you would have to justify why, what is the exceptional circumstance that would require that you couldn't be able to fulfill this requirement.
Okay.
Well, Jonathan, if this site plan does not conform to the.
So the site plan, as they have it, the landscaping plan does conform. This is the first I've heard they want a variance for it.
Yeah. We're willing to conform to whatever we need
Yeah.
to.
So I mean, it's really the
from
property
all-
owner's
Yeah.
ball court in terms of, because if you want to proceed as it is currently presented, the landscape plan, then it conforms.
Yeah.
But if you don't, then it's a different
Yeah.
process.
Let's leave it. We're ready to start building.
So as
We'll
it
do whatever
currently
we
is
need to do.
constructed, it conforms.
I did bring it up just to be
Right there.
clear.
Yeah.
It's got the evergreen trees. I mean, it's all on here.
I'm sorry.
I said it's all on here, what's required as far as meeting the landscaping and the screening. So it's on here, and if you want to make a change, then all this would have to be changed, I assume.
We'll plant some trees. Doesn't say we can't trim them, does it? Doesn't say we can't trim the trees.
Yes, sir.
Based on the advice of our staff, I move that Plan Commission approve the site plan presented by this Mount Eagle Church of Christ.
Second,
Any discussion? All those for?
aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. One more question. The 4 other site, the copies of the plans, do they have to be full size like that, or can they be?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and make sure,
The whole drawing set or
Whoever's
just the
really
site
up to do
plan?
that for you.
I'm sorry.
Whoever.
whatever is presented, yeah, so the whole
Or you
site.
just bring them back to Debbie down here.
Talk to Jonathan about what all you need.
Yeah, so you'll need, the whole site plan, because essentially, four of them have to go to the town hall, at least, and then one is kept by you, so that way, whenever you get your building permit, the town has all the records, the utility department has the record, the building inspector has the records, everybody's on the same page with what's supposed to be built. That's the reason why
Thank
you
you.
have it.
I'll get those.
Thank you.
When will you have those?
I'm sorry.
When will you have those?
I'll try my best to get them tomorrow. I'll call the architect in the morning.
Or the next day? To sign?
Yeah, I'll call.
We'll coordinate the signature and get those done as soon as you bring them to town.
Yeah, I'll get them, y'all need to keep,
Yes, I need to keep that, so that way they
I'll call the architect in the morning and have him print me off.
Thank you.
Your engineer should be able to print you out some more assessment.
Yeah. All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
sir. Appreciate it. Next on the agenda is the Hampton Inn site plan.
Stack for you guys.
That looks like 5 copies.
It is 5 copies. It's the first time I've brought copies, so I'm glad I'm bringing this time. Where do you want these at? And then the signature ones.
I'm not going to sign it yet, but some people may want to look at it both sides.
The site plan, or the signature block is on sheet CO2. So you'll see it right there.
Jonathan, I think you said earlier that on the stormwater regulations, utilities that we signed off on, there's nothing lacking.
Yeah, I sent to the engineer, he said that it's good on his end, he had no issues with the stormwater and the utilities as presented. It meets zoning regulations, I think it's been a little bit of a process, I don't know if you guys remember, we had to do a plat associated with this, we had to get a special exception for the height, all that has been approved by, Planning Commission approved the plat in January, and the BZA, I believe, approved the special
The maximum
exception.
height requirement was
What's-
approved.
Yes, that was approved. But that was also in January. But I think the issue we've been waiting for is more on their end. They're
Yeah,
waiting for
the utility easement
The
to get
utility easement,
access.
this is more of a private agreement.
Do we get involved with the lighting of the signage or any of that side? No?
I don't think there's anything. involved here. Yeah, and it's,
We're not permitting the sign to be
Yeah.
by somebody else.
yeah, they don't have.
We have a signed ordinance though, right?
Yes.
And they would have to adhere to that whenever.
I'm sorry?
They would have to adhere to the sign ordinance.
Yeah, we aren't designing, we're permitting the sign.
Right.
Somebody else will design and permit the
Hampton will
sign.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or whoever.
Yeah, and then whenever they do that, they'll get the building.
Fine. And your easements are in place for the utilities up beyond Subway and all that?
Yes, yes. Through the Bush and Bush properties.
Right.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Is there a known plan about when this project might commence?
I mean, we've got everything in order, so it should be within the next couple months, maybe starting early next year when the weather's warm enough, I guess. So it'll be definitely within the next year, 24, 12 calendar, 12-month calendar. But I would assume in the next 3 to 4 months, I think they'd be starting.
Thank you.
But I don't really get involved in that. I put plans together and get it permitted and tell them to go to town.
Jonathan, anything else concerning the site plan?
Not that I don't think I have anything additional for my memo now. And like I said, I was waiting for the town engineer's approval for the utility since he's required to review that.
But as I recall, all the setbacks are okay, and the state fire marshal's office, as we talked about sprinklers and height and all that.
That all
back
goes in
on
the building.
day. I'm sorry?
That's all within the building.
Yeah, that's internal, so
That's all
the
done?
internal will be, that's going to be Warren Travis.
I understand, it's just while you're here, we had discussed that as part of the height variance and all that, so
Yeah,
just want to make sure that,
yeah. There's all the fire protection and stuff that they gotta
Thank
do.
you.
There's a pump room.
thank you.
Any other questions or discussion from the commissioners?
Yes.
Or anyone else?
Richard, where is this going to be located?
Ma'am,
Where is it located?
it's behind the Hardys,
On
Okay.
Parker Street.
Parker Street, between Moss, go around behind,
Okay.
along the interstate.
Once you get started, how long does it take to finish on average?
The hotels take a little bit longer, so I want to say it's probably around 8 months to a year. But I'm not 100% on their timelines. So if it was a medical office, it's like 3 months, but these hotels take a little bit longer.
Do I have a motion? I got whispered.
I'll make a motion that we accept this plan that's put before us today
Second.
Have a second.
For Hampton Inn.
for the Hampton Inn, yes.
All those for?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
I guess you're going to sign those afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a long time coming, huh?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Any
I
other,
like to have everything all at once, and I failed at that, so my apologies.
we understand. Any other properly presented new business? Yes, sir.
Are there any proposed upgrades for Moss Circle because of this business?
If there are, that would come from the mayor.
Not that I know of at this time.
Well, I think the city council needs to be working on that. If you go down there and look, it's obvious that there's going to have to be some improvements on that.
You got Parker just the same.
Yeah, but on the site plan, it's showing ingress and egress.
Old Hunt to Moss Circle.
It's actually closer to Moss Circle as far as the distance there looks like.
There was some initial conversation of making it a one-way, but we'll take a look at that as far as the roads.
But I mean, and I'm assuming if that's a construction entrance, then it needs to be, we work all that out and do it afterwards, but if not, if it's on Parker Street, then we're gonna have, probably gonna have to make improvements on Parker Street as
Well, it would
well.
almost have to be widened and everything.
Planning commission.
No, no, that's the city meeting.
Yeah.
City and the council need to take
Okay.
that up.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else? Do I have a motion?
Move to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I second it.
We have a second. All those for?
Aye.
All right. All those opposed? Thank you all for coming.